Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala daily current affairs analysis. Under that we will discuss the major area of the 2 days current affairs that is relevant for the UPSC and state PCS. So we have taken, these are the area which we have taken for the 2 day discussion. So we will start with the change in the Aadhaar. It's as the birth date proof. Okay, so government has come up with the idea that we will not going to take it as the birth date proof. Okay, further we will study this left wing. This is the board and this has been observed into the India. So we will see that what is the different characteristic of this board. So environment, mainly it will be for the prelims perspective. It could be the mains perspective. Okay, here we will study this army upgrade fire power in the eastern Arunachal Pradesh. So it will be the part of internal security GS paper 3 mains perspective. Okay, then we will study this Nepal Maoist leaders reach to the Vajpayee. So there is a book that has been written by a professor that is expert in the India-Nepal relationship. So we will study it with respect to the mains perspective, India-Nepal relationship. Okay. Then we will study it in the science and technology piece, the ancestor genomes and what is the use of genetical technology into the tracing ancestry and different genome evolution in the genes in the human. Further, we will study the basic science like, such as the what is the ultradian rhythms. Okay, so this will be for the prelims perspective, basic science. After that, we will go and study about this relevance of the meritocracy under the artificial intelligence, how this meritocracy will be redefined in this new system. Then we will study this India UAE relationship. Further a recap, already we have covered it in a very holistic manner, and further we will study this IPCC assessment report, what is the use, and basically we will study the basics such as the what is the global stock take, okay, GST. Then we will study this why have the phrase protest erupted into the Senegal. Senegal, this is the part of Africa. So just with respect to the prelims perspective, what is going on, the basics thing. After that, we will study Sora AI that will create the video whenever you order and yes direct it to do. So this will be all about for the today's discussion. Let's start with the first news from the front page. So let's see. The front page is to start with the work hard. This is the political news. Our Prime Minister has said that please our BJP worker to please ready for the groundwork so that we can bring the third term for the BJP. Here the Rahul Gandhi is telling that BJP policy is double blow to the UP youth. So this all is the political news. We will not go into the detail. Here the relevant news for us. This is related to the Aadhaar and direction to the Aadhaar. Government had directed that yes, we will not going to take it Aadhaar as the proof for the date of birth, but yes, we can take it to those bodies and organization is if they have the necessary data, if they ask to produce other supplementary certificates such as the class 10 certificate or data this birth registration, then they can go with this Aadhaar as a proof of the data as well. Okay, but here it has given in a very clear cut manner, this is just a identity proof and not a citizenship or the date of birth proof. Okay, but it is going to impact the different welfare measures schemes that government is doing if the Aadhaar will be not valid. So many of the people will not going to avail this. So alternative is possible. Okay, here it has given that the birth date and even the address mentioned in the Aadhaar are only for a reasonable assessment based on the document produced. So they will ask additional proof and only then they can go for the full proof. Okay, so this is all about for the today's news. You should know this Avdiivka, this is into the Ukraine and in the region of Donetsk region. So there the Russian are going to dominate and yes, they have entered in that area. So that is, this is in the news. Next relevant news is this lapwing. What is this lapwing? This is a bird, and this is beautiful. Is a spore-winged lapwing. This is first time observed into the India and in the area of the this Warangal Lake. Okay, in the Telangana. So you should know they are the native to the North Africa, Middle East and Mediterranean region. So this Middle East is the West Asia. American call it the Middle East. Okay. Generally in India, this river lapwing is found, not the spore wing lapwing. So let me show you the picture of this bird. It is very beautiful. So you can see this is a spore winged. Okay, this is the beautiful wing that is the very unique to it. Okay, let's solve a question. So take the first question that is on the Aadhaar. The first question, consider following statement with regard to the Aadhaar. It is a 14 digits unique identification number issued by the UIDAI. Okay. It serves as the full proof for the date of birth for the individual based on the biometric and the demographic data. One only. How many of the correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one, neither two. So the correct answer for this question will be what? This is not correct because it is for the 12 digit, not that 14 digits, and it is not considered as the full proof. The spelling here will be the okay full proof. So D is the correct answer. Next important news that we will take is let's see, relevant news. Okay, this is very relevant because this is talking about a Meda Ram Jatra. This is a tribal festival and now it is considered as the Asia's largest tribal festival. So please remember, and under that these devotees offer jaggery equivalent to their weight to the deities, and Samakka and Saralamma are the deities. So please remember the region Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and yes. Next important news that is relevant for us. Anything? Yes, you should know this Salimar Bagh. This is in the Srinagar, and it was made by the Jahangir in 1619. So you should remember this is important. Then you should know this army upgraded the fire power weapons in the eastern Arunachal Pradesh, so it will be for the internal security. And you should know that this Chinook heavy lift helicopter, this we have got from the USA. Chinook is a local wind as well, so you should remember. And this M777 howitzer, what is this? This is a gun. So what type of gun is it? It is a ultra light and it is 155 mm 39 caliber towed artillery gun. Okay, so this you should know. Next important thing, yes, this is with respect to the India relations, and this is important for those who have the political science as their optional. You should know this Professor S.D. Muni is very important for the India-Nepal relationship. So whenever you are going to write any answer with India-Nepal relationship, here you can mention. Here it is talking about that during the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government, the Maoist approach to the this profession, and yes, its approach after that to the Prime Minister, to that please reduce your because at that particular time India was very much against to the Maoist movement into the Nepal. So this Maoist approach that please dilute your stance. We are not against the Indian interest and we ensure that they are not against the Indian interest. After that we diluted our attack or our criticism for the Maoist movement, and we saw that after that, yes, there was the democracy came and this Maoist movement integrated with the Nepalese mainstream. Okay, so recently we have saw that again there is the reversal back that we are going to support as the Chief Minister of the UP, Yogi Adityanath, keen to get monarchy restored in the Nepal. And yes, as per this writer, they have approached to him to wait. So he denied that I am not the right person for this. Okay. So even it has given that the central government under the Prime Minister Modi, they assume that King Gyanendra deposed. This is the against the Hinduism, that they think that this king rule and Hinduism, they are the two faces of the same coin into the Nepal. So now the India's instance, India's stand on the Nepalese policy is a bit changing. So this is all about. Next important news that we will take is the what our ancestor genomes can tell us about the modern health. So it's still about the how the genetic engineering and genetic science can have the many utility. For example, here it has given that the studies of such ancestral DNA have provided the glimpse into the genetic diversity and population dynamics of ancient communities, the migration pattern, interaction, adequate local environment, and even into the disease that people confronted. Okay. So lot of information from the ancestor. If we have the genetic information, if we have the some of the genes remain, we can study and we can bring all this information. We can know that how they have evolved, how we have reached at this stage. Okay, further it has said that genetic technology have given the researcher a way to understand pathogen, disease, how they evolve. Okay, so our gene as well as this pathogen and other such viruses has evolved, we are knowing through the genetic technology. Okay, so what is the basics of the genetic technology? That is the particularly we study the DNA, and yes, you should know that how this all the basic blocks have been formed. So let me show you a map that will make it clear. So this is the cell. Cell is made up of the chromosomes. Chromosomes, they are 46 in the number, 23 into the pair, and these chromosomes are made up of the DNA, and this DNA is made up of the this chemicals. This is known as the nucleotides. Okay, nucleotides. Okay, so nucleotides is made up of the adenine, cytosine, thymine, and guanine. Okay, so these are the here. So please remember that this is the basic block. After that, this form in the accumulation, this form this, and after that this is chromosome, and this is part of the cell, and for the different body parts that is made up of the cell. So please, you should know all these basics. So this genetic history also gives the information about the different type of the abnormalities into the persons due to the change in these genes. For example, here it has given that change in the number of this chromosomes result into the disease like the Down syndrome. Why it is caused? It is caused by the extra chromosome at the 21 pair of the 21st pair of the chromosome. For example, you should not confuse that what is this 21st. I said that number of chromosomes are 46 and they are 23 into the pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, think that there is 21 and there is the 2 pairs. It should be the X, something like the 2 pair. One comes from the mother, one comes the father. And if it has the extra pair, whatever this, it could be the X or the Y. So this will turn into the Down syndrome. Okay, Down's syndrome here. It has given that the extra chromosome 21. Okay, so instead of 2, it is the 3 at the 21st. Klinefelter syndrome due to the extra X chromosome. This, if there is the instead of 46, 47, and this 47th chromosome is the X chromosome, this it's turned into the Klinefelter syndromes. Okay, and Turner syndrome, it is by the loss of one of the 2 X chromosome in the women. For example, you should know that for the women it is the XX, and for the male it is XY. So if in the women only X is there and one is missing, so it will be the Turner syndrome. All this result into the abnormalities and yes, physical condition. For example, in the Down syndrome, there is the mental disabilities. Okay, for this Klinefelter syndrome and this Turner syndrome, there is the chances of the infertility and other such complication. Okay, so please you should know this. Besides that, you should know that to know all this thing complicated, what is the method? Chromosomal karyotyping. Okay, this is the method through that we will visualize the chromosomes in the cells, and this is the technique through that diagnosis practice is taken place. Okay, so this is all about this. You should not go that much detail. You should know this. Other thing you should know that our human ancestor, the species of Homo sapiens, one of this is the Neanderthals and Denisovans. So please remember these two. They are the our ancestors. One of the there were so many species from that human evolved. The last species we are from the Homo sapiens. Okay, so they are our brothers, ancestor brothers. Important news that we will take is this from the basic science is talk about the ultradian rhythms and the circadian rhythm. So what is this? This is the cycle through that our process of different physical process inside the human body takes place. For example, this circadian rhythm, this is for the 24 hour of the cycle, such as we sleep, we get up, we do different thing. As per that, the human body get the clock timing that yes, this is timing for that. So the different cells of the human body function as for this. Okay, so this circadian rhythm is for the 24 hours, but this ultradian rhythm, this is more frequent. Maybe it could be the like the in the second, in the minutes, in the hours. For example, this ultradian rhythms, they are governed by various physical processes such as the heartbeat, breathing, hormonal release, brainwave activity. Okay, so this ultradian rhythm that play a vital role in orchestrating essential body's function. Okay, so for example, here it is given that REM. What is this REM? Rapid eye movement and non-REM. So rapid eye movement sleep, this is under that individual dreams. Generally whenever we dreams, our eye that move, and this is known as the rapid eye movement. You must have observed if someone is sleeping, there is two conditions: the eyeball is straight or eyeball is moving. So this is the rapid eye movement. When the eyeball is moving, you should know that that person is dreaming, and when this movement is not, this means that this individual restores physical and consolidate their memories. Okay, this ultradian rhythm also influence patterns like the hormone release and yes, pulsatile secretion of the growth hormone, cortisol and insulin. All this is done by this rhythm. Okay, so these hormonal fluctuations are essential for the individual to regulate metabolism, energy release, stress response through the day. Okay, so this whatever different functioning that is governed by this circadian rhythm and this ultradian rhythm. Please, you should know. Based on the above basic science of circadian rhythm, please please solve this question. Consider following statement. They are natural internal processes that regulate the sleep-wake cycle. The physiological and behavioral change occurring roughly every 24 hours. These rhythms are driven by the body's internal clock, which is synchronized with the external cues such as light and darkness. It influences hormone production, body temperature, metabolism, and cognitive performance. Disruption to it can lead to sleep disorder, mood disturbance, and other health problems. How many of the above statements are correct with reference to the circadian rhythms? Only one, only three, only two, only three, only four, all the five. What is the correct answer? The correct answer for this question is what? All is correct. All five is correct. So D will be the correct answer. Next topic that we will take is from this. This is basically, you should know into the brief that this is based on the Supreme Court judgment and the Rajasthan High Court judgments that rejected that this BEd, Bachelor of education degree cannot be considered appropriate for the primary school teaching, because it's considered that they lack the basic trait with for the for training, for controlling, or the for teaching those student into at the primary level, because it need to understanding foundational literacy and numeracy, and being able to design and involve all students in a manner that ensure that they grasp this basic and foundational competency in every non-tribal task. Okay, but this BA degree that's train the person with the teaching subject student into the middle school upward. Okay, and prepare teacher for this. So right to education even talks about that whenever you are going for the this teaching for student at the basic elementary level, it is talking about the not you need only professional qualification, but also you need appropriate qualification to teach. Okay, so this is only comes by the training into the different courses, such as the this courses like the diploma in elementary education, DELED, and Bachelor of Elementary Education, BELED. Okay, so this is all about, and further it has given that how these courses from the DELED and BELED is lacking, and here it is given the data that only 46% of the teachers teaching in the primary grades, they have the DELED. Okay, or equivalent qualification. Same here it has given the data for the these Kendriya Vidyalaya, Army, Sainik, and the railway school. They are also lacking this DELED and BELED courses. Okay, so this is mainly dominated by the B.Ed course and those person trained into the B.Ed course. This is all about. Next important news that we will take is with respect to the this free movement regime. Already we have taken many times, so we should know that what the government is, why the government is going to fence and end this free movement regime. Free movement regime, this is going to between the border of India and Myanmar. Previously, for the 16 kilometer, the local tribal people were allowed to cross the border without the visa. They just have to get the permit, and this permit is allowed for the 1 year. They have to renew all this thing. So yes, but now we are going to fence, we are going to end this free movement regime. Why? Because the porous border has severed a conduit for the narcotics drugs trafficking as per the government. Beside that, it is talking about the insurgent in the northeast area of the India. They are coming from the Myanmar, and yes, there is the civil war, and that's why we are facing the impact of that civil war into the Myanmar. Okay. So most of this insurgent group have weakened as per this editorial. This editorial is taking that this logic is not true, as we know that already they have the weakened. Okay. And drug trade is enabled not only by the border porosity, but also due to the relative lack of strong law enforcement with the cooperation of the residents. So this is the reason for this two logic that is given by the government as per this editorial. Okay. So why this is going to be so much, why it is being expedited, despite this is very tough to fence all these things. The priority is not that much good, because it will cost as compared to the, you are going to spend on this, as per this editorial, you should spend on the other area where it could be more productive. So here it is telling that it is mainly from the push from the Manipur, and that Meeti tribe, that Meeti people that is in the Imphal Valley, they are pushing, and they are in the majority into the Manipur. Okay. Besides that, you should know that this Sanghain and Chin area, that is the Chin province, this is the Myanmar province, but this is the border area with the India. So you should know the immigrants are coming from this area to the Mizoram and Manipur, and what is the a tribal community from this area by the Chin, the same tribal community, Chin tribe. Okay, so you should remember that there is the Chin. This is confusing. You can confuse by the Aksai Chin, that is the part of India, and yes, it has been captured, occupied by the China. We claim on the Aksai Chin. Okay, so that is the different part. China, China, China is the China, okay. And this Chin is the province as well as this Chin is for the Chin tribe as well. Please be clear about this, okay. So this is all about, so here it is talking that as a formalized regime of the movement of citizen across a sparsely populated border to within 60 kilometers of for the trade and commerce was a nod for the India's Act East policy, because it was giving a boost to the our India's Act East policy, as it will promote more and more cross-border trade, and it will give us opportunity to enter to the other areas if we will promote and further expand this 16 kilometer to the other wider spectrum, okay. So this is all about, here it is giving that your ethnic relationship is there and it will not good for those tribal. Okay, here again the repetition of the this editorial with respect to India EU relationship. So you should know again. Let's quick revise. Our Prime Minister was there. Why? The World Government Summit was Prime Minister was there to attend this World Government Summit as well as this inauguration of Hindu temple. Okay. Beside that, the most important thing you should consider is that we also finalized stain bilateral agreement, and you should know that already we have completed our comprehensive economic partnership agreement in 2022 itself. Now we have completed 1 year. Beside that, this comprehensive economic free partnership agreements, we have also completed the bilateral investment treaty. Okay, and under this Modi government, this is the first country where we have signed both free trade agreement as well as the bilateral investment treaty. Please remember that. Okay, so. This makes UAE not only the first country, here it has given that I said that, okay. Beside that, there was the Bharat Mart for the Indian MSMEs. Under that we will this Bharat Mart initiative, under that we are going to open so many warehouses and yes, our showrooms, so that our product from India can enter into the different parts such as the Iran, Central Asia. So it will give the India's business to expand. Okay. Other thing that we already have done, building digital infrastructure, research and development for the energy security and trade, focusing on the green hydrogen and energy storage and digital cross payment. All in this area we have engaging UAE, and we are also going to construct this India Middle East economic corridor to connect India with the different part of this Western Asia. Okay, and we are going to extend it till to the Europe. So please remember that. Now you should know that UAE is the part of BRICS framework. So the entry has been given for the UAE as well. So, this is not the new partnership. This partnership is getting stronger because we already have the centuries of old maritime trade and diaspora contributing to the 18% of the overall India's remittance from the world. Okay, so this UAE has the contribution of 18%. But if we are getting 100 rupees from the all over the world, out of this 100 rupees, 80 rupees is coming from the in the form of remittance that is coming from the UAE. Okay. So this is all about, you should know, while India's technology prowess and the UAE position as the trade industry hub bring the complementaries. So if the two countries is going to converge in their relationship, there should be some complementing and supplementing point, and this the India's technology prowess in the different area like the information technology or the space, and the UAE has the trade and industry hub that will complement each other. We need the trade and industry at the global stage. UAE need the technology, so we are providing all this thing. Okay. But one thing is that there is the some of the divergence point. For example, UAE, a theocratic monarchy, seek to democratize its governance and have a more pluralistic society. Okay, and it expressed the concern over rise of majoritarian and sectarian force in India. This is the a bit some issue you can mention whenever you are writing your answer. So this is all about, you should know, this is a bit revision. Here, this article is talking about the recalibrating merit in the age of artificial intelligence. So, it is going to this article is discussing that the traditional form of the merit, that like the scholarship in the different area, will it be on the command on the knowledge and information, or it is going to change under the this information technology. So here it has mentioned that yes, certainly it is going to change, because it has given the six basic point. Under that there is the diversion, there is the new dynamics with respect to the meritocracy. For example, it is given that AI questions the basis of the human merit by the introducing non-human entity capable of performing the task that is that human was performing till now. For example, now the AI can give you different solution, decision making. If you just type, they give solution, they give result. So everything that a human was doing, now the AI is doing. So what is the merit? Just you have the AI, you have the merit. Okay. Second thing, it is talking about the advent of AI challenge the traditional notion of individual merit by prioritizing access to the technology. That I was telling, that whenever whoever have the access, they are more meritorious now. And it is not the your study, your degrees, your skill, but access to AI. Okay. Third, AI system trained a historical data can perpetuate and even exacerbate the biases. For example, AI will give result, we feed the different data from the in the past. We have lot of collection of the data. We give to the AI, on the basis of that data, AI make the its decision. If the historical data is impacted, already have the biases. For example, for the long time we have the caste bias, or the different basis of the biases, like the slave and the master. If all the data we are going to give, so how the AI will choose some of the data information from that and give the result. So if the selection process into the recruitment is on that past basis, because now we are changing, now we are giving the affirmative action such as the reservation, and yes, we are giving a different section of the society their place into the education, job, representation, all where. So this will be not that much reflective into the AI system decision making. So that's why here again it could be the bias. Fourth, it is giving that the AI tools can predict pancreatic cancer in the patent 3 years before a radiologist, that is the medical expert, can make the diagnosis. So if this AI is faster than this expert, medical expert, radiologist, so why we will go for this person? So it is going to impact the high skill and the high paid job as well, because this medical expert, they are the high professional, high wage job. So it is not going to impact only the low cost job, but high wage job as well. Okay. So this also means that AI would impact the high wage job. Here it has mentioned. Okay. AI would push the workforce towards the either high skill, high wage, or the low skill, low wage. Okay. So there is no middle path with the AI, and it will maximum going to eliminate this middle wage, middle class, middle skill job. Okay. Beside that, this opaque nature of AI algorithm, coupled with the concentration of power in the few tech giants, poses the significant challenge to the accountability. For example, most of these AI tools or the companies or the already tech giants such as the Google, OpenAI, already they have the command, they will control all this merit thing. Okay, so here it has given that yes, it is going to challenge the decision made by AI, thus eroding the meritocratic ideals. Okay. Sixth, and yes, it is talking about the at the organization level, the core of AI power lies in the data and algorithm that was process the data. Who is going to process data? Who is going to select which area of the data you have to take? So again, this data hegemony means that this entity can set a standard for what constitute the merit. Okay. So this is all about how the merit, definition of merit is going to be impacted by the AI, introduction of AI. Okay. Next important news that we will take is with respect to this, what are the IPCC assessment reports? So IPCC, you should know what is this IPCC. This is the Intergovernmental Panel on the Climate Change. This is a part of UN, and it was established in 1988, and it's release reports on the assessment of the different research on the climate change and the different climate data. Okay, so it's do not do on its research. Please remember that. At yes, it is do analysis of the research and observation of the different research organization. It collects their report, analyze and create a single report. And it is generally how many of this given? It has given the produce 6 assessment report, 3 special report and methodology report that provide the guideline for the estimate greenhouse gas emission and the removal. This is all about this IPCC. So yes, recently we saw in the context of this global stochastic, please remember this. What is this global stochastic? It was to assess the world progress toward the goal of Paris Agreement under UNFCCC countries. Okay, so it is done on the every 5 years. So please remember that. For example, this Paris Agreement that talk about that we are going to reduce the temperature that is going to growing day by day. So we are going to limit it to the 2% from the pre-industrial level. So there is the confusion that what is this 2% and what is this pre-industrial level. So we consider that this industrial revolution, that was the initiation of this climate change, and at that particular time we considered that the temperature of the globe was 13.5 degrees Celsius. So we want maximum increase by end of this 100 year, means by the end of this 2100 AD, that we want it not to be increased more than 15.5, maximum 2%, and our aim is to limit below the 1.5%, means below the 15% of the global temperature. And for that we have decided that we will achieve different things, like we will reduce the crude oil emission, or we can go with the energy efficiency, those area where the less energy is required, and that's why resulting CO2 emission is less, or the greenhouse gases emission or the less, change in the agriculture pattern. So different change we want to do, and to every country is going to give some going to get some aim and want to achieve that. So this global stochastic, this will evaluate that how much the countries are, whatever they are going to implement, they have implemented, how much impact it has made on the climate change and the global warming. So this is all about this global stochastic, and it is done for the every 5 years. Please remember that. GST is mechanism to measure the collective progress. So here it has given. Okay, identify the gap and chart better course of climate change. Okay, so first GST, this is not GST. Okay, goods and services taxes, please don't confuse. It is the global stochastic, and it is started in 2022, and yes, it ended by at the 28th session that we saw last year into the UAE. It was in the Dubai. Okay, and next it is to be into the 2028, and we expect that the next report of IPCC to come at before this global stock take. Okay, so this is all about. Next important news is with respect to the Senegal. Senegal is a country into the Africa. Okay, and there is some of the turmoil. The president that was about to his term was about to end, but he has extended, and there is the fear of there could be the dictatorship of the military rule, because yes, opposition leader has been prisoned. Okay, so yes, this is you should know that this Dakar is into the Senegal. So UPSC asked question based on the such turmoil, because this year also UPSC asked that it gave the name of the countries and asked that why they are in the news. Okay, Here it has given that the last year from the 2020 there has been the increase in the military dictatorship in the African and the countries such as the Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger already under the military rule, and there is chances that Senegal is also can came because there is the civil war condition into the Senegal as well. And due to this continuous coup and military rules last year, UPSC asked the question based on this continuous coup. Please solve this question. See this. This was the question last year. That in the recent years, Chad, Guinea, Mali, Sudan caught in the international attention for which one of the following region common to all of them: discovery of rich deposit to the rare earth element, establishment of the Chinese military bases, southward expansion of the Sahara Desert, successful coup. So D was the correct answer. Next important topic that we will take is this with respect to the artificial intelligence. It's talk about why OpenAI news video generator Sora is making a splash. So we know that we have introduced the Sora. This is the artificial intelligence that can create the new video. If you will tell anything, it will create the video on the basis of that, and it will have the information. For example, if you ask that please make a video on the matchbox, how to produce the matchbox, it will make the video of the 2 minutes, 1 minute 30 second. Okay, so who is the CEO of this OpenAI? This is the Sam Altman. Okay, and what is mean by the Sora? This is the Japanese meaning, and it means the sky, and it's can create limitless. It has limitless potential to create the images. Okay, and you know that this chat GPT was based on the large language, and if you ask any question, it will reply in the same manner. If you will ask Sora to please make a video on any topic, it will make the video. Okay, so if you ask that what is the way that Kathakali is performed, so it will make a video. So it will be think that how much it will make the life easier if you are going to use in a productive manner. Okay, so yes, it can create image as well as the video. Please remember this thing. And yes, this is all about for the today's news. We have covered most of the relevant news that are important for the UPSC, and here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.